Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Welcome to Real News Live. I'm your host, Mike Bara, in Las Vegas, Nevada, joined, as I always am, on Mondays and Wednesdays by my co-host, the lovely lady with the lustrous hair from Hayden, Idaho, Jennifer Falad. Jen, how was your Tuesday?
Well, I thought we all went through the flu, but Katie has it, or cold, or whatever it is, pretty bad, so thought she was dying again. She's not. She's fine.
She's not dying.
I was taking care of her last night.
That sucks. Yeah, I talked to Susan Gretz today, and Susan's got terrible flu. The whole family has it. And I'm like, take ivermectin. She's like, I don't have any. So when the show gets over, I'm going to run to the post office and send her some ivermectin and some Zofran for her upset stomach. And it's terrible. Folks, be prepared. Brooks, you can get 100 pills for, I think, $80 from Brooks. Go do it. It's like I haven't had, now, knock on wood or whatever. I haven't had a cold or the flu in 5 years. And the only thing I've changed is I started buying ivermectin from Brooks. Cheapest you can get it anywhere on the net and totally legal without a prescription. No problem. As soon as I feel like I'm getting a virus, I start popping it and it goes away. 36 hours.
What's happening right now is the same thing that happened through COVID. So everybody's has a flu. And they're hyping it up on social media. Katie was showing me, well, let me show you all these posts of that where they say it's influenza A and everybody's dying and everything. I'm like, no, you're not. You're fine. My God, here, take this, take that. I got her on antibiotics because sometimes she gets the sinus infection and it'll do this to her.
Yeah.
I got her on ivermectin, just every kind of vitamin. I'm like, don't do that, because if you start believing that you have something like that's a death sentence, you will be sicker.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think our friend Sky Prince, Carrie Ann talked about that too, is you don't vocalize things that are going to make it worse. Don't say it out loud. Say, I am healing. I am better. Whatever, like you're the expert in the angelic language, but, say positive things.
Well, the first time COVID came around, I think we got it first. I think it came through Seattle up in this region. Mm-hmm. And we got it first. And then for a long time, everybody says, well, why hasn't North Idaho gotten COVID? It's like, because when we got it, we were like, wow, that was a bad virus.
Yeah.
But we all lived. But then everybody started saying, oh, my God, you're going to die from this. It's the plague. And then, people get themselves all worked up. And if your body is focusing on healing you, and you shift that energy to anxiety and fear and heart palpitations and all of that virus is going to stop fighting the virus to keep you calm, right? So
it shifts resources away from what it should be fighting, which is the virus. Yeah. So, all right, let's get started. Let's go and do the usual stuff while we wait for everybody to get notified. Oh, you know what else I need to remember? Jen, I'm the worst at this. Remember to monetize, because it's bizarre. You have to monetize manually on YouTube. So like there we are, monetization off. Why would I ever want it off? What? It's just stupid. It's like YouTube. But all right, let's share the screen.
Pay you. Nice little trick there.
Well, remember how we had a lot of super chats and we didn't get as much. Jen and I make a few $100s every month off some of this stuff, and it didn't pay us what we felt like we had been super chatted. And it was because half the videos didn't have the monetization turned on, so they didn't count anything. So it's just stupid. It's just like YouTube's stupid. All right. If you should miss a show, pop over to mikebara.blogspot.com where you can pick up anything Mike Bara you want to do, want to find out about, pick up my books, my novel Lightbringer, all of my great books on JFK, the assassination, aliens, moon, Mars, all that stuff. Any appearances we're making in all the shows we're doing, including last night's Toxically Masculine Tuesday. If you want to know what is really going on in the news and what the real secret agendas are and stuff that's behind the news, watch that show from last night. Because not very many people watch it, but it is I'm very proud of the work we do on that show with that team, Steve and Blake and Brooks. It's the best news analysis I think you get on the internet. You also get videos that I've put out about famous UFO cases that I've solved, mysteries that have been explained, truth about 9/11, interviews I've done with people in the UFO community, and all the shows that Jen and I do together here on Real News Live with Mike and Jen, MikeBara.blogspot.com. And that will take you, pop you over to the Rumble channel. And on Rumble, you can pick up, again, all kinds of cool stuff. All the shows are over there. You can join our channel, Real News Live with Mike and Jen. We've got 7,490 followers. Let's get to 8, then let's get to 10. Tell your friends, like and subscribe to the, like and follow the channel. Subscribe if you want to. For a mere $5 a month, you can support the show. Jen and I certainly do appreciate each and every one of you who do that. And you can also, after hitting the subscribe button down here to Real Live Show, you can also hit this green $ button down in the lower corner, and you can Rumble Rant us. And Jen sometimes does Rumble Rant shows on her own. That goes directly to us in this case, or it goes directly to her when she's doing a solo show. So Rumble Rants are a great way to also support the show. And once again, we do absolutely appreciate that. And the advantage of subscribing or Rumble Ranting is that your questions go straight to the top of the slush pile when it comes time for Jen to do questions and answers. Also, please don't forget to visit our wonderful sponsors, the CBD Gurus, over at thecbdgurus.com. Matt and Lucas have all kinds of wonderful holistic mushroom, got it mixed up, CBD-based supplements for your health. Hit the wholesale tab, slide down to Mike B Wholesale. What is wrong with my mouth today? And type in the discount code ALIEN, all lowercase, no capital A, no S on the end, just Alien, ALIEN. And pick up this week's specials. You got some free products thrown in there. He's always got Dong and Rupia and Bolivar, which is in the news, or it's going to be in the news. Coming with every order. Matt is an extremely generous guy. He's a wonderful guy, sweet man, knows all about the RV, is supporting people like me and Mark Z who are talking about it. And for every order over a certain amount, you get more currency to go with it, or you get specials. And again, you can pick up all the awesome products. The pet treats are great. The CBD pet oil, the sleep gummies, the Delta 8 gummies. They got all kinds of cool stuff over here. The Lotion 2000, great for your skin. Now with my new 4K camera, I don't think my skin looks quite as good as it did. Super Immunity Formula. It is flu season. So get the Super Immunity Formula. That'll help you out. Also, please don't forget to visit our other wonderful sponsors, the folks over at MikeBaraPets.com, where you can pick up all kinds of cool mushroom-based vegan supplements for your fur babies, your dogs, your cats, your horses, and for yourself. There's products for human consumption. I've got Barkley on the Mojos, the Mush Puppies, the special sauce. I've got the cats on the special sauce, the premium cat food, the Chill Doggies for a dog who has separation anxiety, the Mush Ponies for large breed dogs and donkeys and horses like Henry the Donkey, who we feature over on Mike Bara Chat a lot, and the Enforce line of products for human consumption to boost your immune system, to give your brain clarity, to help your organs, your blood sugar, your blood pressure. They've got chocolates, they've got coffees, they've got starter packs, they've got gummies for the kids, all to help boost your immune systems. They got a new line of body balms and things for your skin. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful stuff. Send an email to Diana at MikeBaraPets@gmail.com. Link in the description to all this stuff. She's a certified pet nutritionist. Tell her what's going on with your pet. She'll get you on the right product or suite of products to get them back to health. Also, please do not forget to visit our one last sponsor, the folks over at LifeWave, where they sell these incredible health patches, starting with the base patch, the X39, SP6. I'm on Energy Enhancer. I'm on all this stuff. This is the most amazing phototherapy product. Basically just reflects your body's own infrared emissions back into your body and theoretically stimulates the growth of stem cells at specific frequencies depending on the thread makeup, the crystals that are woven into the patches. I've had amazing results with it. I've been on the X39 and the SP6 for about 6 months. I've lost 15 pounds. My blood work is excellent. And that's all I've done. I haven't changed. I'm still drinking too much Dr. Pepper. I still have beer when I want to. I'm still eating bad. Amazing, amazing stuff. They have all kinds of different patches for all kinds of different functions. Send me an email. I'll pass it along if you have any specific health issues. These guys are great over at LifeWave. They're absolutely wonderful. And again, I've got 10 or 12 absolutely compelling personal stories of people that have gotten amazing results with LifeWave. So, Jen, why don't you tell us what's going on over at jenniferfalaw.com this week?
Well, I can't sign in to jenniferfalaw.com because GoDaddy has some kind of problem over there. So the gift cards and the sales are still up over there. So if you want some, go and get them. Email me afterwards. If you want to reach Susan Gretz or Marcy Howell, I have them listed on my website, so it's easy to find them. If you go to jenniferphilosophy.com, you can book a reading with me and schedule it yourself. You do not have to email me after that. Both websites also have donation buttons if you'd like to combine services. Email me if you do something like that. Tell me what you did. That is jenniferfalaw.com and philosophy.com. Both of those links are in the write-up of this show.
All right, like right here, I just hit continue to cart and I can just give Jen $50.
That is correct.
Cool. That's interesting, Jen, because that brings me. Well, it's funny in a way that you can't get in there because now the sales are still there. So take advantage of Jen while you can, because sooner or later she's going to get her.
I've been trying to get in there for like 3 days, and for some reason it just spins. I can't get into edit. I mean, the website is working for everyone else, but I can't get into edit.
Wow. First of all, let me make one quick announcement. I'd like to say congratulations to my friends, Tony Bruno and Robin Austin. If you don't know who Tony Bruno is, he basically started Fox News Radio or Fox Sports Radio back in the 1990s. He worked for ESPN. He's a pioneer in sports talk radio. He's hilarious. He's a retired gentleman, wonderful guy. He invited me down to the Super Bowl when the Super Bowl was here a couple years ago to be on his show, on his radio show, his podcast that he does now. Absolutely wonderful guy. And Robin, you're a wonderful woman. Congratulations. They're both in their 70s. They got married. They are awesome. And congratulations to both of you guys. Tony, you are the best. You know, Jen, it's so funny. I sometimes think about creation, right? In 1999, I was working in Chicago. I was living in Minneapolis and commuting back and forth to Chicago. And I'm just listening to sports talk radio. And there's this guy on there, Tony Bruno. And he's so talented and so hilariously funny. And if you would have told me, oh, well, 20 years later, you're going to know this guy. And he's going to know you from stuff you do on television. And you're going to kind of hang around with him and be friends. I mean, it's amazing when you just decide something, how you can create it in your life. And, somebody in here was saying, hey, I'm going back to my high school reunion. I at a high school reunion a while back, I was like, the hottest girl from high school is going to be there. And it looks to me like she's not married. And, I finally went after her and we had a love affair. It could have been something, but there were reasons it didn't work out. But for a couple years, it happened. And it's like, it's amazing when you just decide you're going to do something or you want to be part of something, how it can happen for you if you just create it.
True. That's what I teach, but there are limitations with that. We don't interfere with anybody's free will, and it's best in creating that. You want to be general because you're creating your reality. So if you want to create abundance in your life, then you're creating abundance. If you want to create love in your life, you're not saying, well, this person is going to love me and show up unmarried and get
right. So that's
more like a witchcraft kind of spell thing.
Yeah, but, I'm never going to be the quarterback of the Seahawks, and I'm never going to play point guard for the Lakers. But within my sphere of what I can do, I can create anything. But anyway, yeah.
Absolutely. That's part of the God-centered conscious creation that I teach is that, together with him, raising your own vibration, cleaning out your energy field of the dark energy and pairing together with the higher, with Most High and the highest source of power of creation and your true divine intent for yourself and your own creation of your own reality, you have more power to more quickly do that. But there are things, like we never want to interfere with anybody's free will. You don't say, well, this person's going to be mine and that person's going to lose their job so I can have it. You want to be more general with this. Like opportunities are coming to me for, to make more money or to be loved. That kind of thing. Or my soulmate will find me, or my next, a very good relationship will find me. Things like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I remember also a few years ago at Alien Con, when I'm hanging around with Bill Mumy and Will Robinson from Lost in Space, and Mark Goddard, who played Don West, and Angela Cartwright, who I had an incredible crush on when I was 6 years old, and the cast of Lost in Space, and William Shatner, and David Duchovny from the X-Files, and they're all talking to me, and they're all treating me like they watch me on TV and stuff, and I'm like, geez, I remember sitting there thinking, if you had told 12-year-old me that this was going to happen to me someday, that I was going to be able to be here and be part of this and meet these people and create this, I would have said all my dreams came true. And one day, sometimes just someday, you just wake up and you'll look around and you'll say, all of my dreams came true. All of my 12-year-old dreams came true. Now let's go work on the 18-year-old dreams.
That's a good statement of creation. All of my dreams are coming true.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, it's phenomenal what you can do, and congratulations to Tony and Robin. That I know Tony probably doesn't really watch the show, but congrats, you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Anyway, I think I'm going to give him a little honeymoon for a couple days before I say anything. Okay, let's get to the news, and I'll take care of that, and then we'll get on. And some Gentel things look like they happened already, so we'll go through those as well. All right, let me give you the news update real quickly. First of all, Sky Carrie-Ann had some weird people coming onto her property, apparently, and she says photographing her. She wants everybody to know she's not suicidal. She's perfectly fine. And if anything does happen to her, it's foul play. I don't think anything's going to happen. We're going to put some protection around her and pray for that. Please do that she's protected. Because the reason why this is happening is because we are getting very close. And in fact, we're close enough that it could happen. It could be happening. So let's get some protection out to Carrie. And she had a recent news update where she was told that things are going to start happening in a couple days. And that is basically exactly what I have been hearing as well. Now, I want to talk about a couple things. I know a lot of you don't like Phil. Phil irritates me at times, but he did a really good show the other day called Maduro. And you go into that show, it's on Rumble. Fast forward to 57 minutes so you can get past all the sales pitches. And fast forward to 57 minutes, and he started giving a bunch of intel on Venezuela. Now, I got a call from the mechanic this morning. I was not able to complete the call because we got off on personal stuff, and the call was dropped right when I started getting to the intel part. But I will possibly have an update from him later today. He knows a lot about the Venezuela thing and the situation there. And I'm going to chat with him this afternoon. And if I have an update, I will make sure it gets over to the Telegram room, Mike Bara Chat, which I would suggest you join everybody's Telegram channels. But here's the thing. The things Phil said are very interesting. He said, among other things, it's not just the oil. Obviously, it's also the election fraud. If you notice, President Trump is pushing the election fraud from 2020 very heavily right now. There's a reason for that. It's because this stuff is all about to come out and expose the bastards who did this. Mark Kelly, the traitorous senator from Arizona who stole his Senate seat with election theft, is going to go to prison. He's going to go to military prison. They are going after him. Hegseth is going to demote him. They're going to court-martial him, and he's going to get caught. So he is one of the biggest creeps out there in the political world. President Trump is not doing that for no reason. Another thing that's very important that Phil said that I think is worth noting is these are two things that are really interesting that have to do with us and what we're interested in. They have a lot of gold as well. That gold is going to be used to back the Bolivar. When people say, well, the Bolivar is going to be the highest priced currency in the RV. The reason for that is because of all the gold that's in Venezuela. That's what's going to back it. That's why the Bolivar is going to be such a great return, assuming it's in the package. Jen thinks it is. A lot of people think it is. Other people poo-poo that idea. But the action against Maduro and the action to put a cooperative government in Venezuela, a non-commie government, is huge. So when the Bolivar comes in, and it should come in wave, that's what's going to back it, is all the gold. Now, the other thing is they claim to have a lot of silver. Phil told you they don't have as much silver as they said they did. So what's that going to do? The fact that we moved against Venezuela suppressed the price of silver. Jen told you, remember, she says it's going to go up to 60 and then it's going to drop and then it's going to go up again. That's exactly what happened when she told you that, what, 6, 8, 9 months ago, Jen? That's exactly what happened. It went a little higher than she saw, but it went right in the range. Because when it looked like Trump was getting ready to move against Maduro, that's when the price dropped, because what that meant is that silver was going to be released into the markets. But now it turns out they don't have nearly as much silver as they said they did. So now what's happening? The price of silver is going back up again. And silver and gold in many ways are going to be used to back the currency revaluation. Now, Phil is not a big currency guy. He's precious metals guy. The reason he did that is because he could make a profit off of precious metals in the last 4 or 5 years that he's been talking about that and the RV. Couldn't make any money off the RV. None of us who are into the RV side of it have made any money yet. But I'm going to tell you, the bigger profit margins are going to be in the currencies and the bonds. That's the bigger profit margins. So Phil did great with his Phil Silver and all that, but that's the reason why he pushed those. Believe me, he's not stupid. He knows the currencies are where the real value is going to increase, where the real wealth is going to be created. Now, a couple of things on this. There are 2 banks right now that are in big trouble. One that owes billions of dollars in silver shorts that are coming due, I believe, on Saturday. And I think it's Bank of America. 12 billion. Bank of America is almost $3 trillion, $3.7 trillion short and overexposed on physical silver that they do not have. So as soon as Saturday, you could see the collapse of one or more major banks, which would trigger the U.S. going to a gold-backed currency. Why? Because we do have shit tons of gold and silver in Fort Knox. So if the fiat system begins to collapse, the fiat-based banks who have been putting out all this paper, because that's what the fiat system is. Fiat system is we have $10 of real money. This gold bar, $10. And so what we're going to do is we're going to loan out 100 IOUs, $100 worth of IOUs. If all those people come and want their $10, if 100 people want $1 of gold, of actual gold, and ask for it physically, you're bankrupt. That's the situation that these banks are in. So that collapse could actually happen this Saturday. So keep your eye on that. Now, in response to that, Bank of America came out yesterday and said, well, we see gold or silver, the price of silver being anywhere from $139 to $305 by the end of next year. Why did they do that? Well, I don't really understand the machinations of this, but I've had some banking people explain it to me. When you lease a car, for instance, if you get 15,000 miles a year and you only use 10,000 miles a year, when you turn that car in, did you know that they owe you those 5,000 miles back? They owe you the money for that. So if they say, well, you want to get a new car, we want a down payment, you say, no, just pay me back the miles that you owe me that I didn't use, because you have an agreement. It's the same thing with silver. They're trying to push the price of silver much, much higher to cover their shorts on the silver market. It's not going to work. You can't cover $3.7 trillion. So this is not Jen Tell, this is Mike Tell, unless somebody bails them out, and they've been trying to bail them out for a couple weeks. somebody I think some big bank is going to topple over, like Sauron at the end of, the Eye of Sauron is going to topple over at the end of Lord of the Rings this weekend. So I think that's going to compel some stuff. So we're watching all of those things. Now, here's the most important part. The schedule, as I understand it, is bonds and then reset, then RV. Bonds, gold-backed currency, RV. That's what I'm expecting to happen. It could be triggered by a banking collapse. It could be triggered by a spike or a drop in the price of silver. It could be triggered by a number of things in the news. Iran is ready to fall. Cuba and Colombia are under pressure. Trump is going to go get Greenland. And it's not just for the minerals. It's not just for the rare earths. It's for the defense, the missile defense of the United States. There's all kinds of stuff going on. There's so much going on in the news, you can't even cover it all. We tried last night. I now have 4 different bond people, 4 that I have been told of or have talked to that are expecting to be paid today. They are not having a meeting. They are not having a conversation about what they're going to be paid. They expect that they will have their money on the bond side today. We are waiting to hear from all 4 of them. So I have a question, Jen, before we go to Crosstalk or Gentel. My question is, do you see the bond people getting, 2 questions. Do the bond people get paid today? And if they do we follow right behind them?
I'm not going to tell you if the bond people get paid today.
I hate it when you do that. Do we follow right behind them?
The bond people already have set agreements in other tiers. So that's a personal thing for them. Okay. They're trying to access money that is there. So I'm not going to tell you if they get paid or not, because some people might know who these people are.
It's true.
I was expecting a rate today. I thought it was the morning. We'll see.
Well, Jen, you never know. What you might be seeing is just the beginning of the whole you might be seeing the bond people getting their money, which triggers our stuff. So it's possible you did see just the first payments to start going out, which triggers the whole thing.
I don't know. Pretty sure it's a Wednesday. So it's not sure which one. We have a lot going on geopolitically right now, so I don't know if somebody said, well, let's do it next week again. So we'll see. We're just going to have to see how everything plays out. I do think Nasara Jasara is rolling out right now. I'm seeing the foreshadowing of that in the political decisions and the reference to the big, beautiful bill again. Trump's hard at work making changes within our country that will align with that. The gold-backed currency rolling out, that's kind of like, what do you mean by that? Like being in the banks ready to go? I believe that's already happened. I think
what I was told, separate from you, is it's already in the banks and it will just be released. But ideally, there would be a triggering event of some kind in the financial world that would compel that as a response. So that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, it's an announcement to go to gold, and then it would become legitimate currency and can be used.
Yep. I mean, Bruce on his call last night, big call, Bruce said the banks, he already said the banks are cleared to give you $3,000 in the new gold-backed currency when you do your exchange at the bank or the redemption center. So let's hope Bruce is right about that. You'll walk out of there with $3,000 in the new cash.
I don't know if we can walk out of there with new cash until we get a public announcement. I mean, it just, it's all theory until it happens.
Yeah. Like
everybody's sitting around trying to figure out how this is going to go.
Yeah. We won't know until it happens, and we can go, okay, so this is the way they did it. Right.
if that were true, then the United States would have to go to gold first and make an announcement first, and that is not good for our RV. We make our money because the other countries revalued and the dollar is low. So that's our RV window. Okay. And for 4B, that would be a private event. Then we've got the crashes and the problems going on in the country and everybody running around and screaming, and the government comes out and says, I have an idea. Let's go to gold. We're going to need a little time to print that up. But it won't take long. So behind the scenes, 4B is, everybody's funded because the announcement came out. So fully funded. So I did see a period of time, and I have, when I've been doing these yearly forecasts this week, I did see a period of time there where people didn't get full access to their money. They got some. So that might line up with what he said.
There might be the bonds, yeah.
But I also saw where they put it in your QFS account with the Treasury at in the notes in the gold-backed currency. The big bank that you have your holding account with says, okay, well, how much you want? We'll put a few million in there for now if you want.
Yeah.
In fiat dollars, you can run off of that until they make the announcement. Okay.
Yeah.
Then they make the announcement, and then that Treasury account that has the gold-backed currency becomes fully available to everyone. So I don't know for other tiers that have made their deals already and already have money sitting there, if they're waiting on that announcement to get full access to that money. I think the other tiers have already been processed.
Yeah. My impression was that they're processed and they're just, your funds are now released. You can spend them. That's what they're waiting for today.
But I have been seeing a period of time in these readings personally for people. And as of now, and if they don't delay it again, but it was around the beginning of February when they got full access to all the money. So we'll see. There's just too many moving pieces right now to make any solid predictions. I mean, I was predicted today for a raid out of Iraq. Clearly that didn't happen, but the day's not over. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Well, and what I was trying to say was maybe it is today, but it's not the raid out of Iraq. Maybe it's the bonds, which is the beginning of the raid out of Iraq. We just don't know how it's going to play out to move forward. So, but we are moving forward. And if you don't.
No, Gentel said best possible. I'm not going to try and take that if it's the bonds moving forward, because those are private deals. Okay, I'm getting information for everybody. All right.
Yeah.
Best possibility, though, I did write that. So best possibility of a visible rate change Wednesday morning. And then we have a domino effect. But didn't say it was this Wednesday, so we'll see.
Well, yeah, and it's also still Wednesday morning for another hour and a half, so you never know what's going to happen. So, okay, what's there? Oh, a couple Gentel things. You talked about like a landslide or a mountain slide. Somebody did send me a Pacific Coast Highway, which is kind of where I thought it sounded like that was happening. We had a bit of a landslide. Train tracks, the support under the train tracks fell apart. Train went over, so that happened.
Okay, what happened with the Maduro trial or all of that? I haven't been following.
Nothing's happened yet, but he's only had a basic arraignment, right? So,
okay.
Coming in the news doesn't.
Did we have a ship go down?
We had a ship go. There's a ship right now that's being chased down by the American Navy, and the Russians are coming out to meet us. And you're not taking this. And Jen, the other thing I thought is, Trump announced yesterday 30 to 50 million barrels of oil are going to be shipped to the U.S. via tanker. Remember, you saw a ship sinking here. If I was the cabal and I had submarines, I might sink one of those tankers because then you can say, oh, well, look, we're stealing the Venezuelan oil. Look at the environmental disaster, which, of course, gets cleaned up by the ocean in a year or two.
Pretty sure that ship's going to be heavily guarded.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be
well, it's not
quite the accomplishment if you could sink that ship.
Yeah. So that may be your ship thing. I just thought that may be the ship scenario that Jen saw, but I'm just guessing on that one. Because
still looking for a train wreck with drugs on it, revealing another organized crime ring within the United States.
Yeah, I mean there was a train wreck, but I don't know if it was that one. So
I posted videos, and I don't know. I think they were from today. They're talking about acquiring Greenland.
They are. Yeah, and Marco Rubio. Have you seen these memes? They got Marco. There's this picture of him sitting on the couch in the Oval Office, right? And people are memeing it up. You know, Marco Rubio, and then he's got dressed as the president of Venezuela, right? Like the military thing. You know, Marco Rubio finds out he's going to be president of Venezuela, and then he's an Iranian mullah. You know, he finds out he's going to be the new Shah of Iran, and then he finds out. Then they got him in a Viking thing, you know, Viking outfit. Marco Rubio finding out he's also going to have to run Greenland. I mean, he's sent Rubio to Greenland to negotiate a deal with Greenland.
You know, Rubio's personality really doesn't fit in with politician, does it?
No, it's interesting. There's some weird things about his background. Like he may not be completely like, I don't know, heterosexual.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
But
that guy,
he's doing a great job as a secretary.
Doing a great job. And I was tuning into him, and I was like, this does not say politician to me. But he's doing a good job.
Mm-hmm. So I think Trump has put Stephen Miller in charge of running Venezuela until they get a new elected government that we approve of. And Rubio's been sent to Greenland, and it's Greenland is reheating up. And look, you know, Denmark, there's an argument that Denmark's claims over Greenland are bullshit anyway, that they don't have any of that. And Jen, here's something really interesting. Really interesting. I read a couple months ago that Canada had actually been sold to the United States back in 2015. That they sold out to the U.S. and it's all been
that's interesting timing, isn't
it? And so we had that, and that came back up again. The Trump administration has asked, if you can believe this, they've asked to see the paperwork that identifies Canada as a sovereign independent nation because they're arguing that they're not. Now, that was a little story in the background, but so we're going to take the parts of Alberta. And the mechanic, another thing I'm going to talk about the mechanic about is he just went to Alberta. And then he went to Miami. And those two things, as he said to me, are not unrelated. So I think we're gonna buy out the parts of Canada that we want and make a deal with Greenland. I mean, look, Jen, we can go to the people of Greenland. We can offer every citizen of Greenland $1 million if they become a protectorate or a territory of the United States. And it would only cost $60 billion US to do that. And then say, all right, you guys have a sovereign vote and decide whether you want to be a US territory. And we'll build all these military bases, which is what we really want it for. And mine your rare earths and invest it for the benefit of the people, and you all get $1 million. Who wouldn't take that deal? I would if I was a Greenlander. I wish I'd moved there, you know, a year ago.
We've already been awarded these territories. We just have to have the public reveal and make
right,
it
exactly. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Welcome to the new North American hegemony of the United States. I mean, these countries are all part of America. It's our job to protect them. Now, you said something really interesting the other day. New Zealand and Australia apparently owe us reparations, and we get them as part of the deal as well. Is that what you said, in essence? Did I get that wrong?
What I said was a while ago, and I'm not sure how long ago, probably before this operation started, is the White Hats already had everything. Okay? Um, and because of the financial system and the way the United States was defrauded by the crown, let's just say the
Mm-hmm.
crown, English crown, and they were awarded by, excuse me, by the alliance,
International.
the World Court
Mm-hmm.
is what the angels called it. Um, their fines and penalties were owed to the United States. Okay, they could not pay the fines and penalties because they didn't have the money. Okay, so they were awarded the lands, and so I've been saying for a while. So that would be, Australia, Greenland, Canada, and on and on. Okay. So when Trump went back and walked in front of the Queen, that's probably a good signpost for timing on that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it is.
So yeah, so we now own New Zealand and Australia too. Welcome to the United States.
Yeah, and then I was telling you what's going on down in Venezuela is important, much more than it looks like, because it will lead to, the true numbers and what really happened with the 2020 election and others. I think that is probably what gave us the power to go down in there and help with regime change.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just drug trafficking from one dude, okay? And so I didn't know exactly how to explain it, but it could be that if that was the case, that's basically crimes against humanity. That's why they can hold him in Gitmo. And if a ruling came down from the High Court, and I think they were probably waiting on that, from the Alliance, the World Court, whatever you want to call it, aside from the drug trafficking and other things we don't even know about, the stealing the elections and running it through there, and everyone that was involved in that would allow the country to go in, would allow the U.S. to go in, remove him, and assist in the regime change, have access to all the records and everything else. So this is bigger than we think.
Yeah.
And then Phil came in. I was saying in my show yesterday morning that Phil came out. I enjoyed his live so much because he started talking about that. How it was bigger than we think.
And I mean, this is the first time Phil's had anything I've thought was worth listening to in about a year and a half, 2 years. And I was like, wow, that was a great intel segment he did.
I love it when he does shows like that. Because he's really knowledgeable about the Q posts and all of that, and we know why. And that is true. So, yeah, I really enjoyed that. But
I mean, that's the thing is, I got people telling me who are smart. Oh, the Boulevard, there's no way it's going to be in this basket. It's going to be 3 or 4 years before they get all their paperwork done. It's possible, Jen. First of all that paperwork has been done behind the scenes the last 4 or 5 years while they planned for this. So it could be ready to go. They may not need the paperwork, but you look at the drugs, the gold, the oil, the silver, the election fraud. All of that is a legal basis for taking action in Venezuela and a financial basis for the value of the Boulevard to be absolutely sky high. So,
yeah. And he was also saying, like I was saying, is that it was a stronghold for the cabal.
Mm-hmm.
So was Ukraine. So was Iran. Okay, and so we've been in the process of taking their evil layers away from them and all the money they control down there. And so we need to keep our eyes on this. And I didn't know how long that would take so that they could release the rate.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is that?
I just found a kitty claw on my table.
Okay.
I don't know which kitty it's from.
Let's try and focus here. Okay. Let's pay attention.
Sorry.
So, what the hell was I talking about?
That the cabal strongholds are all being taken apart by Donald Trump right now. Venezuela.
So I don't know how long it's going to take to complete whatever they have to do behind the scenes so that they can safely put out the rate and trigger this. But it is coming. We've seen more and more signs of Jassara rolling out everywhere. What is this that I saw? And I'm like, I find these videos on TikTok, which I'm addicted to now. I mean, I'm just totally addicted to TikTok. It's ridiculous. What are these videos that came out about Trump accounts?
Yeah.
From the CEO of the IRS. They're all posted on Philosophy. Is that old?
No, well, he announced these last year, mid-year, that they were going to have Trump accounts.
Okay, the date on it was going to be available on the website to start up these Trump accounts for qualifying children.
Mm-hmm. And Trump's going to put
5th of January 2026, 2 days ago.
Okay.
That's probably why those videos are recirculating. I don't know when that announcement came out.
Well, it was.
But that sounds a lot like what I said was going to happen with the trust that already exists. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to, and I told you a long time ago, they were going to change the IRS. It's going to be, the Internal Revenue Service. It's going to be, instead of taxing the people, they're going to start pulling in monies from everywhere else. And these trusts that you manage, what you're going to report throughout the year is what you've done as a citizen to double your money or to put more money into that account and build it. So that how many hours did you work? Are you a salaried employee? Did you go to school? Did you join the military? What did you do? So that's interesting because I think that's trust. I don't really know, but that's what I thought when I saw the video. So yeah. I think 2026 is the rollout of Jassara. And it has been happening all this time, trying to prepare for it. Huge undertaking.
Well, the difference now we're just starting to see the tangible results of it, right? It's been the understructure's been being put in place, and we're now starting to see the tangible results of it. The regime changes, the getting rid of the communists. I mean, basically, it's clearly obvious the U.S. is gonna not necessarily control, but be the guardian of the Western Hemisphere. Russia's going to get out. China's going to get out. That's the effect of what Trump did, is kicking China out of Venezuela. And when they're out of Venezuela and Russia stops helping Cuba, Cuba's going down. So it's like it's all happening. It's all rolling out in 2026. And that's the thing, Jen, is that I don't see how you can stop what we're waiting for, the RV, at this point. I don't see how you can stop it because you can delay it a little bit, but it's coming. It's coming right now. And it's exciting. It's effing exciting. So, all right, that's the Crosstalk segment. We only have Jen for about 18, 20 more minutes. So I want to let her go. She has things to do. So I want to ask you right now, everybody who's super chatted or Rumble ranted to this point, okay, stop. We're going to try to get through all of that stuff. If we get through them and there's time left, you can go back to it if you want to, but I don't want to leave anybody out in the woods. I want you all to get there. So let's pop over to the Rumble side, Jen, and go through those first, if you don't mind. Okay. I'll read those to you. Do I have a link for Brooks? I do not. I believe I have it in the description, but I will get. It's brooksagnew.blog. And then you go to therapeutics, and that's where you get the ivermectin. So, Kathy Mayhall.
Train derailment before I miss it. Where was that? In Arizona yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Missy. How are you? Hope you had a good New Year's Eve up there with Hans in Portland. All right, let's get over to the Rumble side and get through these as quickly as we can. MJ Robertson became a monthly supporter. Thank you. Happy Orthodox Christmas. Yeah. Brooks. Oh, somebody put brooksagnew.blog in there. Love Trumpy. Thank you. Finally, a subscriber. Yes. Okay. Donna says, I would like to know if you see me at the RV and if I get granted humanitarian funding.
I see the appointment. You turn in your project request. Yeah, it might be this first half of this year that you get approval on that.
Good. MG Fowler said for $4 says, when do you see my son Craver Fowler? Where do you see him January 15th at 10 a.m.? Is this a trick question? Craver Fowler, January 15th this year, I assume, 10 a.m.
It's late for something. He's getting out of the car and is parked next to the street. Exactly at 10 a.m.
Wow, sounds like a job interview or something. Gina for $5 says, last time you told me I'd be meeting a good companion by December. I've met several men, but I'm not sure if they're the ones. So what Gina wants to know is, has she met the guy yet that she was hoping to meet in December?
Well, that's your decision. It looks like you're being presented with a decision about what you really want.
Okay, so that sounds like she has met him. It's just up to her to decide if she's gonna start seeing him.
Yeah, he's in there.
He's in there. He's one of the guys. All right. Remember, God sends you what you need, not what you ask for.
Decide what it is you truly want in this relationship. What kind of guy? How you want to be treated, and then take a look at these people and see who's going to provide that. If there's one certain person that you feel extremely drawn to, ask yourself, am I drawn to this person? Why? Why am I drawn to this person? And if you cannot explain why you're drawn to that person, it's probably a soulmate. It probably is.
Beth Costanzo for $100. Thank you, Beth.
Thank you.
Happy New Year's, guys. Thank you for all you do, Mike and Jen. Jen, I've been feeling dizzy lately. I own a daycare center with a plethora of germs, so I have pneumonia, or is it something else?
Oh, do I have pneumonia? Well, give me the name again.
It's Beth Costanzo. Costanzo with a C.
I'd call it walking pneumonia.
Mm.
You need to go to bed.
Yeah, I've had that.
And get some antibiotics.
Philip T for 20 wants to know M or B.
B.
Yeah, Jackie wants to know M or B.
Jackie, is there anything else?
Just Jackie, M or B.
B.
Debbie for $20 says she's dating a guy named Demetri? Demetric. I don't know if she spelled it wrong or if his name is really Demetric, but she's dating this guy. Does she have a future with him?
Let me just take a look at if he thinks he has a future with you or what his intentions are.
Okay.
I do think his intentions are good. I do think he wants a relationship.
Good.
Yeah.
Mirtha, M-I-R-T-H-A, reminds us that Phil also said Iraq was the last holdout because they wanted the oil from Venezuela.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Now that Trump went in, has that agreement been fulfilled so that Iraq will revalue? The answer to that, I think, is yes. And the broker stated yesterday, not all the oil is going to Iraq, but Iraq did want a bigger chunk of the oil from Venezuela. And yes, the answer is yes, because Trump announced yesterday 30 to 50 million barrels of oil are going to be shipped to the United States.
Or did Iraq need the oil?
Here's what we do. We get the oil for free, or we get it for $10 a barrel. We sell it to the Iraqis for $15 a barrel, and then they turn around and sell it on the market for $67 a barrel, or whatever the price is. So that's how Iraq gets more money to back their currency.
So if they've got, let's say, okay, so we have the right to take the oil. Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Probably fines and penalties.
Right. There's nothing in there that says that we're paying for this oil.
Okay.
It just said we're getting 50 million barrels from them.
Okay.
That's curious.
So let's say we have the right to take the oil. Venezuela couldn't just, it would be too public and questioned too much if we were just to, like, Iraq just says, oh, we'll take some oil, and we give Iraq, how do they get it? So posts went out, notifications went out that the United States gets to keep the oil, I believe. Right?
Well, we said we were going to.
But he said he was going to give the money back to the people of Venezuela. That's nice cover for something.
Right, but the thing is, the Iraqis could, if we said to the Iraqis, this is your oil, you pay us $10.
Okay, and then if we give some of it to Iraq.
Right.
Maybe they were concerned about let me just finish. Maybe they were concerned that they couldn't get the rate with the resources that they have now. We don't know what's really going on over there. So maybe they wanted a certain rate. Maybe they take the oil, they put it in reserve. Does that add to the value of the dinar?
It becomes the collateral for the revaluation of the dinar. So maybe because the price of oil has dropped, they need more oil to justify their rate. See what I'm saying? So then we always say, okay, well, we got 50 million barrels here. We'll sell it to you for $10 because we got it for nothing because they owed it to us. So we sell it to them for $10. The real value is $57. So their collateral to cover the revaluation of the dinar goes much higher with that extra 50 million barrels. And we take the $10 a barrel we get and we give it back to the people of Venezuela and pay and the U.S. oil companies. That's how it could work. So they get collateral and we get cash.
I don't know how to put that together. I just got something about this giving money to the people of Venezuela. I was like, Venezuela, whatever.
Venezuela.
I said, what's really going on? He says, well, the United States owns Venezuela, and they now have trusts. So I was thinking, so everybody's got a social security number, it's got a trust, right?
Yeah.
But these new territories that we're acquiring don't.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we handle that?
We give them, I don't know, social security numbers, create trust.
We start up a trust or a Trump account or whatever you're going to call it in that country. And you take the money from the oil and you put a certain amount of money in that and it builds. Now what are we going to do for Australia, for Greenland, for Canada? Just a thought. But that's what I was seeing. This is so genius. This entire plan is just so genius. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's frustrating as hell. But that's genius.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead with the questions. I have to go.
Okay, I know. Okay, Jackie V wants to know when you see her husband getting a job.
If he needs to, if this delays, March.
If this delays, then March. Bill R wants to know why he's waking up every morning between 2:30 a.m. and 4 a.m. Is someone that has passed trying to communicate with him?
No, it's your sleep cycles.
Okay, get them fixed. Ruth Ann wants to know M or B. Ruth Ann.
You also got something going on with the hormone levels in your body.
Hormone.
Ruth Ann, M or B? B.
Hey, if you got hormone issues, I'm just telling you, it's worked for me. X39 and SP6 will really help balance your hormones. Amazing what they've done for me. No migraines in 4 months now, Jen. And guess what? The SP6 regulates your hormones, and that's where most of the migraines come from. Okay, hi Jen and Mike. Thanks for all you do. This is Sia Kaufman. Our water stopped running. We can't find anything wrong with the inside of the house. Can you tell us where the blockage is?
Yeah, there's a blockage outside in the ground.
Okay, it's probably frozen pipes or something.
The main coming into the house.
Kiera, Kiera, wants to know if Roy Price is her person.
I want to say no. You need to listen to Roy. Okay? Because I think he's told you this.
Okay.
Not sure.
Darlene wants to know which house, Crystal Street or Nancy Avenue?
Nancy.
Brian has been getting headaches often. Do you see the cause, or is it related to his autoimmune demyelinating nerve condition?
It's sinus pressure and eye strain.
Okay, so get work on the sinuses. Betty O says, I have to drive through Glacier Park tomorrow. Do you see road conditions okay?
Yes.
Good. Debbie wants to know, will my newly acquired bonds also need to be redeemed at my treasury appointment, or do I have to register them before my appointment? Well, I don't think we know the answer to that, but Debbie, D-E-B-Y.
You need to follow the same process to exchange or to redeem that way, the way that you are.
Okay, Leah Masterson, L-E-A, Masterson, says, my dad, Stefan Masterson, passed away before Christmas. Sorry to hear that. Are there any messages from him? Stefan Masterson to his daughter, Leah.
It's a little soon. He's having trouble staying put, but he came in and said, I love you, and I know. Just tell her I know. There's something that you wanted him to know. He knows.
He knows. All right, Carissa Matron Late says, can you look at Ashton's right top capped molar and see what's going on? He complains off and on about pain. I've taken him in and they say everything is fine. Sinus
infection brewing.
All right, quick, we got to bang through some of our super chats. Taryn wants to know M or B.
B, and you're getting a big boat.
A big boat.
Saw you on it.
Loria, M or B.
B, high-rise penthouse. It's cool when you give me the picture because then I see this
high-rise penthouse. Jen Ryder, M or B. We got 2 minutes to get Jen out of here, guys.
B. She's got I see a big log cabin, kind of like rustic house in the woods.
A log cabin. Richard Dates, when will my VA benefits go from 90 to 100%?
I heard next year.
Okay. You won't need it then. Randall, whoops, wrong one. Randall and Susan, longtime love or no?
Yeah.
Sheriff Felix, M or B?
B.
Gina Roberts, approximately how long before I close on 15,000 County Road? And will I be successful with the county to improve the property according to my plans?
45 days.
Okay, Viviana. Hello, everyone. Jen, do you see me meeting my soul partner? When do you see me meeting my soul partner?
Last question. Yes, you will be successful. It takes a while. Meeting the soul partner.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Viviana.
Yes, you will be successful. It takes a while.
Well, I'm getting 2.5, and I think it's years.
Okay.
Could be months. Let's hope for that.
Yeah, 2.5 years isn't too long to wait. It gives you time to get yourself straightened out.
The soulmates are pains in the asses. It's like, would you hurry up already and just come in? I mean, what the hell are you doing over there?
Yeah. Hi, Jen. This is Art, and I had purchased more Bolivar and Yellow Dragons in the last 2 days. Can you tell me if they are all authentic or what possession of each one is authentic? I'm sure the Bolivars are authentic.
More Bolivar and Yellow Dragons. Unless can you tell me
if they are all authentic?
That is not a question to ask me. What percentage of each one is authentic? That's a little specific there. I'd say a good portion of what you have there is authentic, and that's the best I can do for you.
Believe me, if one Yellow Dragon bond is authentic, you're going to be pretty well off for the rest of your life. Melissa, Jen, do you see my daughter Brigitte graduating from Northwestern University in 3.5 years? Will she finish school?
Yes, and then she goes on for more. Yeah.
What else? All right, one last question. We got to go. Sorry for the folks we missed. Missy, hi, Missy. Love you both. I met my divine love, like you saw. Hans is a great guy. Do you see me moving to Oregon, or do I get the job in Vegas and move there, or will he get the job in Burbank and we both move to Southern California?
I really see that.
She loves SoCal. She's always loved it.
I think it's Southern California for both of you.
He and Sean used to live on Hermosa Beach, right on the beach, and they had a great life there. So it looks like it's going to be Southern California, Missy. Good for you. All right, we got to let Jen go. That wraps it up. What a great show. So full of news and analysis content from the angels and from the practical world. That's why you watch this show. It's fucking awesome. We delivered it. We banged it out. Jen and I will not be here Monday. I have something special to do on Monday. You'll be hearing about it probably late Monday. It'll start being advertised, and then I don't know when it's going to come out, but it's going to be really fun and really exciting, and I'm really pumped up. So I do have to miss the show Monday. So Jen, you're on your own. Any other shows coming up for you? Going to do philosophy tomorrow or Friday or Sunday or anything like that?
Not quite sure what I'm doing tomorrow. I've really done 3 already this week. I did one yesterday. That is on philosophy with Jennifer Falah on Rumble. If you missed that one, it's a good one. Go and watch it.
I'm on Whiskey and Wisdom tonight, so I'll see you guys back around 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern with Mark and Zester. We haven't been on since before Christmas, so it'll be a good show, I assume. And I will see everybody down the road. So I'm pumped. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. It's all coming together. And things are finally happening. And people are going to start going to jail. I think all the things we've wanted to see, we're finally about to start seeing. Don't you think?
All happen at once.
What's that, hon?
Probably all going to happen at once.
All happen at once. Thanks for being here. We'll see you back. Gosh, it'll be a week before Jen and I are back on. But have a great one. Enjoy your weekend. Go Hawks. Love you guys.
Bye.
Can't play that one.